Object and fields. The school name is going to be a standard name field here, and just you have to rename the school name. And this type is going to be a pick list field with all given values, and you can choose a restricted value. And then area is going to be urban rural. This is also going to be a pick list one. And this one you can make it as a multi. Excuse me. Some of the schools will provide both, right? Like they will have a preschool and mid school until high school also they might have. So you can choose this as a multi-select pick list, and it's going to be pick list and fee collected. This is going to be a roll-up summary field. So roll-up summary on which object we're going to define now. So where we have the amount field collected on payments, right? So we should have roll-up summary on payments, and field is going to be amount or whatever fee field, whatever it is. It's going to be the field, and student count. It is also a roll-up summary from student object. And then fee due. This one also a roll-up summary from student. Okay, and then we're going to have a standard is an object, and there's nothing complex here. This is going to be a standard name field and course duration. Here you can choose a quick list or a text, whichever you feel comfortable. So the duration will be in terms of 1 year, 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, based on your courses. Right? So you can mention the course name, like if it is um, a preschool, then nursery, then it's a mid school, something like fifth standard, fourth standard, like that. You have to mention a course period, like it's been 9 months or 1 year. How are you going to put this duration? If you have anything fixed, then you can make it as a quick list, or if there's nothing, you can have big list and you think it's going to be more dynamic, then you can keep it as a text field also. Course fee is going to be a currency field. And then on student, you have a roll number. So this roll number you can either use the name of the student as name of standard field. Also, you can make it as an auto number, right? So you can make it as auto number. You can use the format there, and then you have student name. So this is kind of a vice versa. If you want to use student name as a standard name field, you have to create a auto number for this roll number. If you want to give a roll number as a standard name, then you have to create one more text field for the student name. If it could be vice versa, however you want, you can create here. There's nothing limited, and then have a relation to the standard. This is going to be a lookup field, and just is going to be a master detail relationship, and city is going to be a quick list, and state also is going to be a quick list, and you have to select the dependency between these two fields. State is going to be a controlling field, and city is a dependency. So if you have one state, what are all the cities belong to the state, you can select in this dependency. Joining date is going to be a date type. So like due date also is going to be a date type. and fee paid is going to be roll-up summary, some payments, fee due is going to be a formula fee, what we have not discussed. So after the quiz, we're going to discuss some formula field and status. Status is a quick list. And here this is going to be one more object, and there's all our student is going to be master detail, school is going to be master detail, and the course is going to be a ClickUp. Okay, any questions here? Are we good?
Balu, for video field, I have created another field in payment section. So from that, I had made a roll up for this video, so that we can also perform the task in that way, right?
Sorry, I lost some of the question. What was that? You created a junction of it on student. Two marks.
There is a fee paid file right in a student object calculated based on payments.
Yes, fee paid. Okay.
Yeah, so that one is a roll up field. So in the same way, I have created fee due. So I made a separate field in the payments. Amount paid is there. So amount due also created another field. So I used that amount due field to calculate this fee due.
Okay, so you created
using roll up.
So one more field on the payment saying the due or due amount. You made as a currency, and
yes,
you're filling whenever there is a payment record you're creating, you're going to fill both amount paid and amount due, and you're creating yeah, that's also way
roll up.
Yeah, but thing was here, if you're going with that approach, like what you have covered so far, you can do with it. Yeah. But thing was, when we are going to cover a formula field, then it's going to be more easier. You don't have to enter one more field here manually. So system will automatically has to calculate the due amount without entering one more digit. Based on the course, it has some amount in the course, right? Based on the course amount, what
automatic operation. Okay. Got it.
So let's say if you have more payments, one student has paid like 3 or 4 installments, then you have to calculate all the dues. Then it's going to be like wrong, right? So let's say the total fee is 1,000 and student has paid 100, then it's 900. So next time when they pay one more 100 rupees, it's going to be 800 is a due. But when you do a roll-up summary to a fee due, what will happen? So it will combine 800 and 900. It will become 1,700. So
okay,
that's going to be more complex if we go with that way.
There will be logic will be wrong.
So if you're not having this due date here, then what you're going to have is like only the amount paid. So you will get all the amount for like 100. Let's say they paid 4 installments and they have like 400 amount is a paid amount. And on the student itself, we have a course also standard, we have a lookup or not. So we have standard lookup, right? So from standard, we'll get the fee information for the student. Like if they have 1,000, then the formula is going to be 1,000 minus whatever the fee he has paid. That's going to be a due. So
yes,
you can pay multiple installments or single payment. There will be no problem there. Okay, so now we're going to explain like what the formula and what the capabilities of formula. All we're going to cover. And here simple. The next one is creating an app and image color and creating a tab These are all things more simpler things after creating all this object mode. Do you have any other questions, or we can go with the quiz? Okay, I'm taking that as a good. Okay, let's see. Okay, can you guys please join back? You might have exit from the game. Good night. Okay, good. So all are good to start. Okay, so just I'm repeating. You once I start, you're going to see the question and answers, and you have to choose the answers. There will be time running after each question. So the question types will be a true or false, multi-select or single select. And after answering the questions, you're going to see the correct answers. And if you have any questions, you can ask there. And then we'll continue to the next question. So we have 15 questions here. And after each answering the question, after we're discussing, we're going to see the leaderboard, and it's going to be more interesting. So getting started. Okay. Go. It's going to be multi-select. So careful. What are system fields in custom object? What are the system fields? It's a multi-select. There are standard and system fields. Just think. So what's going to be a system fields? Okay. Okay, I think the answer is correct. Everybody selected owner ID also. So I think was owner ID we can change. Name field we can change if it is a name. So we have a control on name and owner ID, but we don't have a control on created date and creatable ID. So system fields are something which are fields created by Salesforce and data also populated by Salesforce, and we don't have a control on those fields. The fields are created date, created by ID, modified date, modified by ID. These are the system fields. Owner ID and name field are the standard fields. So there, even though the fields are created by Salesforce, we have a control where we can change those values as well. So when you make a text as a name field, then you can change owner ID also. We can transfer ownership from one user to other user. Okay, so I think we will get points here. So, okay, let's see. Next question also a multi-select one. What are the fields supported as an external ID? So here I think we'll get some scores now. What are the fields that we can make external ID? So be careful. We have tricky. Not given all Campbell fields. Okay. Okay, looks like three or four. Okay, three of you has answered it correct. And so these three: text, email, auto number can be external IDs, and one more field is a number field. Number field also we can use as an external ID, but I gave a phone number here. Phone number we cannot use that as an external ID. Okay, so leaderboard. Okay, good. Moving on to the next. Maximum number of master relationships that can be created on a Salesforce standard object. Careful. Careful. The question very carefully. Maximum number of master detail relationships that can be created on a Salesforce standard object. It's not a custom object. It's going to be a standard object. Okay, so one answered it correctly. So it is a standard object. We cannot create a master detailed relationships on a standard object. If it is a custom object, where we can have a limit of 2. If it is a custom object, if it is a standard object, we cannot create a master detailed relationship. That's why its answer is a 0. Okay, let's see if you answer it correct. Okay, then I moved up. Okay, let's move on. How many roll-ups, how many fields can be created on a master object in Salesforce? So this part I might have gave you a wrong information, but the limit is different. So we might have explored after having a session. If you go on to the material, then you might have a chance to answer. Okay, so the answer is 40. You might have seen it 25, but it is not the correct one. When we have actual odds, the maximum number of roll-up summaries that we can create is 40 per object. So I want to give this question, so I don't want to give a false information. Okay, so 40 is the correct answer. So we can create up to 40 roll-up summary fields on a master object. Okay, moving to the next thing. So I gave a wrong statement in our class, so that might have the reason nobody answered it correctly. That's okay. So it will be equal for everyone. Okay, please double point this one. Be careful. How many fields can be enabled for tracking history for object? This I might not have covered, so I want to cover through this quick. That's the idea. Just give a wild guess, so nobody knows, or like if you might have gone to the material or if you have explored a bit on the limits, then you might know the answer. That's why I gave double points for this one. Okay, great. 2 answered it correctly. So whether you know or give a guess, not sure, but we can track up to 20 fields per object. Or you can enable field tracking history for 20 fields. Okay, now Java will become 5. Let's see next. Okay. Yes. Again, double points. How long Salesforce will store the field tracking history data? This is also might have covered, I remember. Just see how sharply you are observing in class. More. Okay, more answer is correct. So it's 18 months. The Salesforce is going to store the field tracking history.
Isn't it 6 months?
No, I might have told 6 months, but actually 18 months. So don't take it as what we have discussed in class is only the truth. So I want you to do on your own research as well, especially on the limit. Why? Because it will change day to day, not day to day. Usually, whenever they have releases, right, they might increase the limits or like what the roll-up summary. Right? Initially, it's 25. After that, in some release, they made it as a 40. So like that, so whatever we have a limitation, so some releases they are increasing those limits. So this as a learning in this 14. So it's actually 18 months. Okay, moving on to the next. I think nobody answered it correct. It was I told a wrong class. So 6 months, but it's 18 months. Okay, this is going to be more interesting. What is the object name that stores the field tracking history of the custom object called student underscore underscore C? What is the custom object? How should be the tracking history that is stored in the backend? What should be the object? It will be created by Salesforce by default. I have shown you the object name, how it will be. Okay. So it's going to be a history after the name of the object. If it is the name of the object, so the C will be replaced with the history. So that's what the object is going to create. So whatever the object it will create, all objects will be the name of the object, and C will be replaced with the following. If it's a change event, if it's a history, if it's a share, like multiple objects the Salesforce will create, all will be replaced to C with the whatever the feature it is. History, then history. Share.
But the field name you said it's tracking history, right? But here is a student history. There is a conflict, right? Student history dot student is the field.
So object name is a student underscore C. This is the object name.
But that's object, but the field is a tracking history. So it stores with the name tracking history dot student.
No, the feature. So we will enable the fields for the tracking history. And let's say if you have 100 fields in your object, we go to the tracking history and select some fields, right, like 4, 5, or 6 fields. But in backend, how Salesforce will create to track those fields? So I go on to the developer console and show you like what is the object that Salesforce create when we enable the tracking history. So that is the object name which is going to be, that is a student underscore underscore history.
Okay, history means it takes as a tracking history. Got it.
That's it. Even though the functionality is saying field tracking history, but the Salesforce, how they save the object or how they create the object is a student underscore history is going to be the standard or not standard, or the automated object that is created by Salesforce to track the field tracking history. Okay. Even though there are some sharing rules, so many things, but still they just create a student underscore share to save them. What is the sharing of the object? Okay, so this will be common syntax. So name, the C will be replaced with the functionality. It will be history, share, change, event, and there are so many things. But now we have covered so far history, so it's going to be student underscore history. Okay. Change no way answer is correct. Now next question. What are all below options available in roll-up summary field? Be careful. It's already created in this assignment and all. So just be careful and try to remember what all options we have seen. And I expect 100% correct answers for this one. Okay, good. 4 have answered correctly. So we don't have an option called average or variance. We have a count, sum, minimum, maximum. These are all what available for a roll-up summary field. Okay, move next. Okay, we can answer correctly. Okay, good. What are the following true about a master detailed relationship? It's going to be lengthy sentences. So it's careful. It's a required field. Can be created on standard and custom objects. So you can create master detailed relationship field on objects having records. And roll-up summary fields can be created on a master object. So what are true statements? Okay, who answered correctly? Here are the wrong ones. See here, we cannot create master detailed relationship on object having the records. If it's having the records, then we have to create a lookup and then convert it to a master. Or we have to delete all the records in that object, and then only we can create a master detailed relationship. In short, we can create a master detailed relationship on object which is having no records. Okay, so only correct answers are it's going to be required field, and we can create a roll-up summary on the master object. Okay. Okay, Javedan number 5. Okay, next. It's going to double points. So you might have seen only one time. What is the character limit for object? Can contain across long text area and rich text area, please. The Nandini has asked on the day question, what is the character limit that we are seeing? So there is a limit for object. So if you create one text area field, the limit will be subtracted from this limit, and then the balance characters can be used for the when you create a next long text area fields. So based on this limit only you can create. If you have consumed all these limits, so like if I created like 10 or 20 long text area fields. Okay, great. One answered it correctly. So it's going to be a 1,638,400. And let's see who answered it correct. Javed has answered it correctly. Okay, just for remembering the limits. Okay, next question. What is the maximum length of a text encrypted field in Salesforce? I think everybody will answer it correctly. What is the maximum length of text encrypted field in Salesforce? Even we have seen on the day, we try to give a more full limit and give error, and it's shown the limit over there. And then when we have explained it. Okay, the answer is 175. It's not 255. So when we get on the day 255, it's saying the maximum length is 175. Okay, moving on to the next. Okay, the board. Karthik and Nandini gave right answers. Okay, next. True or false? Okay, there's a more chance to win. Only restricted quick list can be promoted to a global value set. Is it true or false? Only restricted quick list field can be promoted to a global value set. True or false? Good. All answer is correct. One answer is false. It's true. So we can promote a restricted quick list to a global value set. If it is a not restricted quick list, we cannot promote to a global value set. Okay, moving to the next. See, everybody answered it correctly. Okay, moving to the next. Again, true or false. We can use the existing global value set to change the values of the existing quick list field. So we have already created one global value set. We have already created a quick list. So can we go to the quick list and change the values to a global value set or not? Yes or no? If you said yes, then it's going to be true. If you feel it's no, then false. it's a false. We cannot use an existing global value set to change existing pick list. You can create a new pick list and use the existing global value sets. And you can promote existing pick list to a new global value set. But you cannot promote to a existing value set. There is no option to promote like that. So you have to create it, you have to promote to the new global value set. But for existing pick list, you cannot use the existing global value set. You have to create a new field to use the existing global value set. So it's a false. Okay, any questions here? Because I see majority has answered it as wrong. So it's a false. Moving on to the next. Okay. What is maximum length of number field allowed in a Salesforce? It means when I'm saying length, it's going to how many digits we can give if it is a number field in a Salesforce. Okay, 4 answered it correctly. Good. I think we don't need any explanation here. So the limit is 18 characters. It was a number field. Okay, last question. Checkbox field can be used as a control field, but not dependent field in a field dependency. I think I have not explained it in our class, but just give it a try. So we have a field dependency, right? One field will be a controlling and one field will be a dependent field. So we gave only for pick list fields, but there's one more field, checkbox field. Can be, what statement is saying, you can use it as a control field, not the dependent field. Okay, good. Now we just did right, except one. So checkbox field, we can use it as a controlling field. If you check the tick box, then you can control the pick list values as one set. And if you uncheck it, you can have a different set. But you cannot control checkbox field based on a different field. Why? Because it have only two options, either check or uncheck. There's no option to control that. So if you control, it's going to be fixed one, right? So Salesforce is not allowing checkbox to be a dependent field. You can make it as a control field. Okay, let's see final leaderboard. Okay, then Vinay. Javed. Wow, that current change last moment. Good, good one, Javed and Vinay and Nandini. I think the scores are really close. And take it as sportive and learning. So what all some of the points I have covered in the class, and some of them are not covered. And I want you to remember those limits. Usually, even